Combos with Ma is available wherever you podcast, on iTunes, on Spotify, on Amazon, plus 24,000 other places. Come visit us on Substack at comboswithma.com. We also have a YouTube channel where you can listen along. It's just a thumbnail and the audio, but if you prefer the YouTube, you can listen to it there as you traverse around and dance around your front rooms. Combos with Ma. You can say whatever you want to, Ma. Go ahead. How about what? You talk to the mic, please.
How about Denise?
What about her?
As a supporter.
Well, not at the intro.
Oh, okay.
Gotta mention Denise all the time. This is Combos with Ma, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Why do you keep holding the microphone away when you're talking?
Because I don't want to breathe in it.
But I can't hear you if you're holding the mic away. See? This is Combos with Ma, where we discuss some historical thing that happened on this day because, Ma, you are historical.
I am.
And my name's Aaron Adadero. That's Birdie Mae Allison over there. And we have started off oddly. What are you doing over there?
What am I doing over here? I'm talking to you.
I know, but every time you talk, you're holding the microphone like 3 feet away from your head. Why are you doing that?
Well, I don't want it to pick up my breathing.
Okay, well, you have to talk into the mic, though.
Okay.
All right. If you can't hear yourself, I can't hear you. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
All right. So today we're going to do some philosophical stuff. Do you want to move forward?
No, I'm fine.
I mean, we could stop this right now and get you more comfortable.
No, I'm just hung up on a
Okay. So let's take
heavy
a pause.
line here.
We're going to pause one moment. You're not going to notice this because it's going to happen quickly. Okay, Mom. How's that?
I'm fine now. I was just twisted into my headphones.
Did you find your photograph there, your wall photograph you were missing?
I did.
All right, good. So we're going to do something a little similar, but a little stranger today. You want to get philosophical?
Sure.
I think it'd be fun. We're going to do the launch of the Explorer 6. This happened today, August 7th. Happened today in 1959. You know anything about the Explorer 6?
I'm not sure yet.
You're not sure yet? All right, so let's go ahead and get on with this Explorer 6. I will read some stuff, and then you can chime in. This is going to be more of a philosophical thing because, it's just kind of looking back at us. Before, we weren't looking at us. We're so used to the space now. We're watching Star Wars, so we're looking down on ourselves. But it wasn't that long ago that we were always just looking up.
Yes, I remember that.
All right, so number one, the tiny satellite that took a giant step. The launch of Explorer 6 on August 7th, 1959, the United States launched Explorer 6 from Cape Canaveral. You know where that is, Ma?
I do know where that is.
Where is that at?
In Florida.
In Florida, it is. It was a small...
I've been there.
We all been to Florida, and then we leave immediately.
No, I've been there. Cape Canaveral.
At Cape Canaveral? I don't think I ever have.
I went there one year.
And, I seen,
Looked up
Star Trek. I don't
at
need
the
to look
sky.
up.
Yeah.
A roughly grape-sized fruit scientific satellite that carried instruments to study Earth's magnetic field, cosmic rays, micrometeorites, and radiation. Most famously, it carried a primitive television scanner that produced one of the first images of Earth from space.
And an apple tree.
What? What does that mean?
Well, you said they sent some fruit up there.
It was a grapefruit-sized apparatus, a little ball.
Oh, grapefruit size. Thought you said they sent some grapefruits up there. Okay.
So I got to be careful what I'm reading here. I got a little frog in my throat, too. So let's talk about this. The excitement, the anxiety of what's up there. A lot of people don't like knowing. Think about it this way. Pardon me. You have like a hole that leads to another room that has no lights on. It's just dark space. You're wondering what's in there, right? There's some kind of like fear about that. You put your hand in there, maybe something will bite it.
Well, I don't normally wonder what's in there. I want to know how to close up the hole.
Okay, well, at this point, people are looking into the hole of space going, what is it?
Yes, they are.
And so there is a lot of anxiety and stuff, right? Especially when you're like, stuck to the ground.
Well, that's true, but,
You haven't been flying around that much, there's planes have been around for a little while, but still, you're just kind of still earthbound.
Well, that's true. But we are still earthbound, even though we have things going up there. We haven't adventured to those sites as a people yet.
Well, billionaires are flying around in rockets up there. I mean, we're not as earthbound as you want to think. You know, we have satellites. You know, our satellites are heading to your phone. You know, you're not getting any of your.
No, there's nobody
YouTube.
in those.
I know, but there's all kinds of shit up there now. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm sure there is.
At this time, there was nothing. It was clean and crisp and clear.
Go up there to get the cheese.
From the moon?
Yeah.
All right, so we have number 2. This is a 10-part, if I haven't said so, a 10-part segmented thing. The space race, how one beeping Soviet satellite changed American science. Do you remember the Soviets, Mom?
I do.
We didn't like them, did they? We were afraid of the Soviets.
I don't know why, but yeah, they're just people.
They are just people, but they're on the other side of the planet, and they're doing stuff first, and we don't like that. We're Americans. We're first.
We're horrible people.
We're not horrible people. We're just first.
We want to be first at everything.
Explorer 6 was part of a much larger geopolitical competition. The Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1 in October of 1957, quite a long ways before our August 7th launch.
Yes.
Do you remember Sputnik?
I do remember
Sounded like
that.
a monster, right?
Yes.
They got what? What is it called?
Is that one when they made the song "The Purple People Eater"?
It could be. I don't think so. The one-eyed, one-horned flying.
Yes. That sang that when some ship came back from space.
Well, you know what? Monsters, we do have a good imagination for monsters. So we created a lot of mythical beasts around the earth. But at this point, we don't know what's up there. It could be anything. And one thing that's up there that's a scary thing is a thing called a Sputnik.
What year was this?
Sputnik was 1957.
Oh.
And the Explorer 6 was 1959. So they beat us by quite a bit. Remember the movie, the Hidden Figures?
I do.
But, they're like, we put it around.
And they put a planet there.
They put a planet there?
A ship there on the planet.
This is where you get borscht. Stop by. It's a good place. No, this is Hidden Figures, which was a true story, but still had to do with the humans, people flying around space. It no longer involved just things in space.
True.
So, I don't know how accurate it was. Maybe they were talking about this stuff. Why Sputnik was such a psychological blow to America? It was. They're up there first.
Yes, they planted their flag first.
It's interesting as an American, and the sociological and psychological kind of stamp that we are the best, even though we have no proof. There's nobody that's agreeing with us, but we're just like, of course we're the best. We're fucking Americans, right? And to have someone beat us at something is odd for someone who thinks they're the best. You know what I mean?
That's true. Well, they obviously thought they were the best too. So
you know, when you were young and you were walking around and you were a hot little redhead with your big bosoms, and you're like, I'm gonna pick any guy I want to, and then the guy that you like's now hanging out with that ugly girl. You're like, what? It's psychological upsetting, right? Why her?
Yeah, because I'm the best.
I'm the best. That's right. See, this is what America's doing. What are you saying crazy for? That's exactly what it is. And then the space race transformed science, education, government funding, national priorities. Everything switched. All the money started getting pushed around. The budgets were renamed, and they created NASA because we want to get up there and beat everybody.
Well, I think that they didn't actually land anybody on the moon or wherever yet. So even though they had the first rocket that went to wherever it went, we decided we were going to be the first one to walk there.
Wow, we're going to walk there.
Yes.
See you in 10,000 years.
We're going to put our foot on the moon or wherever, Mars or wherever we're going.
Once we got there, we were like, it's just a rock.
Mm-hmm. A ball of cheese.
It's funny. It's like they put their flag there first, or we're going to get it first. I mean, you know how big? I could put my flag right next to your fucking flag. I don't care.
That's true.
You could be there 10 years before me. Look at the Native Americans. They were here for hundreds and thousands of years, and then we just showed up and said, our flag's here now.
I don't know what the big deal is because we're both here on this same planet.
I don't know. What's the big deal? I don't understand why the first person to put their flag in the cheese of the moon was indicative of we win now. It doesn't matter.
How did we pick where we are now? Like the United States is where it is and Russia is where it is. How did we pick those two spots? Where did we come from?
I don't have the real estate numbers person's name.
Did we come flying in on a
come flying in. Well, how did the humans get here?
Yeah.
There's a whole other conversation. We can talk about this another time. Is that okay?
Oh, okay. We'll talk about that.
Let's move on to number 3. This is the birth of NASA. The government decided space was too important to leave alone. Explorer 6 came only months after NASA officially began operations. The agency inherited projects from organizations like the Army and the Navy and became America's civilian space agency. NASA. It was a big deal, right?
Yes, it was.
What do you remember about NASA?
Not a lot, except the
You
rockets
were not looking up, were you?
No.
You did not care about space, huh?
No.
This might be this might be like where sexual lines, not sexual, but sexist lines are drawn, because I think if you like, for instance, if you watch Star Wars, a lot of girls that are into Star Wars kind of glom onto the relationship aspect of Han Solo and Princess Leia, and there's a kind of like a romantic thing amongst this battle, almost like Zendaya and Tom Holland kind of vibe, where all guys are just grabbing ships and shooting them through the air. You know, they were just talking about war. There's a different thing.
Is that how they sound?
Don't you know do a spaceship? You know, okay. You're gonna shoot it. You're flying it through the air. You don't care who's kissing in there. You just get ready to blow some shit up.
I look at it this way because in all the movies with all the spaceships, they're always worried about, I guess, the ship catching on fire. But yet we put people in there and say, okay, take a chance, buddy.
Well, men are thinking about the ship catching on fire, and women are wondering who's catching fire. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, girl?
I don't think so.
They're going like, who's hooking up back there? It's the 3-eyed alien hooking up with, you know?
I don't think so.
I think women do think about that kind of stuff.
Well, not when you're flying around in space wondering if you're going to make it home or not.
Well, that's when you have the most sex.
That's when you're flying around in space, actually.
You're like, we're not going to make it.
Unbuckle your seatbelt and you go fly into the top of the rocket.
Maybe. The tension between scientific exploration and Cold War competition, and the NASA went from launching small experimental satellites to landing humans on the moon in only a decade. That's pretty quick.
We have humans on the moon?
We landed a human on the moon, remember?
One step
yeah, go ahead.
for mankind.
One small step.
One small step for mankind.
One giant leap.
One giant leap.
One small step for man.
One giant leap.
One giant leap for mankind.
For mankind.
And all the women said, don't want to mention us
what
at all,
about
huh?
the womankind?
That's right. Number 4, the first picture of Earth from space. Now, this was a big deal. Humanity finally saw itself differently. Now, we see it all the time now. Pictures from space, how Earth looks in scientific movies and, you know, fictional movies. We see what the Earth looks like from a perspective from way up in space, right?
Right.
But there was a time, literally, before 1959 that we could only use our imaginations. We had no idea what we actually looked like.
That's true. We only knew because we could see the moon at night, the sun during the daytime, and the few stars that we look at all the time.
This is fascinating to me. So because think about this. Say, how do the analogy I want to use is imagine there's no mirrors ever anywhere. It's just, you know, you're like a serf on the land of England circa year 212, and then you're just living your life. You know what everybody else looks like, but you never considered yourself, right?
True.
And then suddenly somebody walks by with, you know, a mirror, and you go, oh, is that what I look like? Have you ever seen animals look at themselves in the mirrors that can acknowledge that that's
and they're confused?
They're
yes.
confused. They're looking at themselves. You ever see a gorilla? When they first see themselves, they start to look inside their mouths. They're looking at all the stuff. They're pulling their eyeballs down and just looking at all the stuff that's on their face.
They're curious.
This is what it was like when we saw this picture. The Earth, people said, is that what we look like? Never thought about it before. It wasn't that long ago, dude.
Don't realize when you look down at it that it's a lot of water down there.
This is 67 years ago. I mean, how old were you in 1959, Ma?
1959.
20?
39, 49, 20.
20 years old, right?
Yeah. Let me see if I have that many
Can
fingers.
you use your fingers?
I was 20.
It wasn't that long ago that we had 0 satellites in the air, and we had no idea what we looked like. It's not that long ago. Nowadays, we got like, the Avengers flying around in different worlds. We've moved on. Our imaginations have created other worlds. But there was a point in our lifetime where we literally had no idea what the Earth looked like from space.
Well, that's true, but
is that not amazing?
Between
Am I the
now
only one
and
here?
then, that
I'm
was
looking around at my invisible friends going, are you not is this not amazing to you?
yeah, it's amazing.
You don't look very amazed at all.
Don't look amazed. Well, I
No.
was just thinking you said that wasn't that very long ago. That was for me quite a few years ago.
I know that, but in the grand scheme of life, it wasn't that long ago.
That's true.
You know what? Put it this way: this is a satellite was going around the Earth before black people could go to school at Alabama.
That's probably true.
I mean, that's how long ago it was.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I know it's true. That's why I said it.
Yeah.
Everything I say is true. You didn't know that?
Well, I'm learning.
How were those images? Let's say how those early images paved the way for weather satellites, climate science, and eventually the famous big blue marble photograph, the very first really
The
big blue marble. You don't know about the big blue marble? All right, whatever. Mom.
I'm learning.
I'll move on. Number 5, before Google Earth, how scientists learned about a planet they already lived on. Before satellites, scientists relied on ground stations, balloons, aircraft, ships to study Earth's atmosphere and weather. How limited human knowledge of the Earth was in the 1950s. They had really no idea.
Yeah, that's true.
They just had cartographers. They were doing maps, and they were having surveyors looking at the curvature of the Earth. The Earth is round, you flat Earth motherfuckers. And they were just trying to map it all out from the ground. It's like trying to map your entire house by laying on the floor in the corner. It's kind of
Probably.
hard.
I don't know. At that time, I probably wasn't
It's a
interested
damn good
in
analogy,
space.
Mom. Like with your face down in the edge trying to map the house out.
That's true.
It's hard.
I agree.
All right. And yet we were doing that for the entire Earth. That's why we were so unnerved by these people we could not see doing things that we weren't doing. You know
Like
what I mean?
the space people?
Yeah, we were upset with the Soviets. We were afraid of them in a way
Because they got there first?
One, I don't know. I can't see what you're doing. You're doing things in a room.
That's true. And we still are that way.
Yeah. Anybody
We don't know what they're doing.
Who are those people?
Right.
What are their agenda? Why do they live in Brawley?
Yeah. And are we still more powerful than they are? And I guess that's important. That people feel like they have more power than the next person.
Or they just wonder, am I powerless against that person? Because I don't know what they're doing. What's in your pocket?
Well, that's probably true too.
All of those things. Everything I can't see concerns me because I live my life in a constant state of fear.
Of fear.
Yeah.
That you have more power than I do, I guess.
Or you can live your life like I don't care what's in your pocket. I got things in my pocket too.
That's kind of how I live mine.
I mean, look at how excited I am. Look at my pocket.
I figure whatever's going to happen, I can't change it.
I'm happy that went right over your head, Mom. Good job.
Oh, okay.
It's good though.
I was taking a sip of coffee and that stopped all thoughts.
At least we got rid of the French fries. Get you over there smacking your lips together.
No thoughts go through the head when I'm drinking coffee.
Yeah, that's me too, Ma. Runs in the family. What do you say we take a break and we come back and we finish the last half? We've gone through 5 already.
Oh, really?
Yes, ma'am.
That was quick.
It was. This is Convos with Ma. Listen to us everywhere. We're everywhere.
We are everywhere.
When you're driving in your car and you got your phone in your hand, we are podcasting all the time.
That's true.
You don't want to listen to those other podcasts. I mean, what do they talk about anyway?
They talk about space.
They're not talking about space. They're talking about like...
we talk about space.
We're talking about space today, but you listen to a comedy. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I have to say, after a while, they're just kind of like... There's like 3 people going like this a lot.
Well, one thing
that's
I
all they're
learned
doing,
today
man.
about the country, how far apart we all are, is I learned something about Louis C.K.
You did. Louis C.K. It's a Hungarian name, and his name is actually C.A.K. Spelled out with an
I thought
S.
that was pretty cool.
And that's why he calls himself Louis C.K. because people were like, what's your last name? What is it? And he finally just said, it's like C and K. This was something born from his just getting tired of explaining his last name.
So see, I learned one thing today.
Yeah. What else did
My
you learn?
one thing for the day.
That's it, huh?
Nah.
The box is full?
The box is full.
Well, you also learned that you can listen to this podcast everywhere. Convoswithmom.com at Substack. And, thanks for telling a friend, yeah?
YouTube's a Facebook.
YouTube's. We do have a Facebook channel. I'm just posting there. I've given up a little bit of I was, against it, but I've been posting there.
I know, and I have people that's seen it, and they call me and tell me, hey, that was cool. So that's good.
Good. Yes, you did. You had someone call you. Angela called you yesterday, did she not?
Yes, she did.
That was very kind. Thank you for listening. Thanks for telling a friend. Thanks for all those things. Convos with the Ma.
Oh, that sounds sad.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. It sounds like we're in space right now.
Sounds
huh?
like space.
That's right. There you go. We're halfway through Mount Humbledon, number 6 of our anniversary topic. Explorer 6 launching into space August 7th. That's today in 1959. Number 6, cosmic rays, radiation belts, and the invisible universe above our heads. Explorer 6 studied cosmic rays and radiation around the Earth. Didn't have radiation before that.
They didn't?
We didn't have X-rays or any of that stuff.
Or we just didn't know that we did.
No, we didn't know how to harness it, I don't think.
Right.
Scientists were still learning about the environment beyond the atmosphere, what cosmic rays were actually like, what Earth's magnetic field, how it protects life. Did you know we have a magnetic field up there?
I did know that.
We're like
Yes.
driving around in like a topless car.
Yeah, that's what keeps
Bunch
the
of rocks
rocks
flying
out
around.
that
Yeah,
come
man.
flying. Yeah.
We basically have like a little rooftop.
But now and then one escapes through there and leaves a hole in the ground
Every
somewhere.
once in a while, and it lights a fire, and if people go
Yeah.
like, ooh, like
Yeah,
that kid,
say, wow.
like that autistic kid who's playing music. What chord is this? Ooh.
Yeah, that
Like
was
that.
cool.
The strange realization that space is not empty, but but filled with invisible hazards. You ever think about that?
Not really, but I think that more and more we probably need to think about that because the more rockets that get sent up there, I think, this is my feeling, the more rockets that we send, Russia sends, China sends, will make holes for those flying rocks up there to come through.
No, we don't make
Don't
holes.
think so?
No, the holes close up. It's not like a brick of cheese. The cheese is the moon. We're not surrounded by a layer.
Well, it might close up, but I think it makes it weaker, so therefore other things can escape through there.
It's a different conversation, but there are things making things weaker, like the ozone layer. It's starting to grow back a little bit, but this ozone layer does protect us from the radiation of the sun.
I remember they used to say, don't use hairspray because it messes with the ozone layer.
Yeah, well, we don't want to get skin cancer at the age of 4, right?
Yeah.
So that's what the ozone layer is for.
Because I remember when I used to go get my hair done, they'd use so much hairspray that my curls would last a week.
Man, the entire room was filled with hairspray. There was like 18 ladies with beehives walking around going,
This
"You
is
look great."
true.
I mean, you just spraying that shit like you were killing bugs, man.
And just killing that ozone
Had
layer.
no idea what the hell you're doing to the earth. But I look hot as hell.
Yep. You look good.
I have 15 cancerous sores on my body, but look at my hair, dude.
I know.
Fantastic.
And I can wear it for a week.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff up there that's dangerous. I mean, to be quite frank, the Earth is a complete accident. We happen to be positioned so far from our star, we call the sun, that we're in a perfect thing called like the Goldilocks zone. We just happen to be not too far, not too close, so we can not burn to death or freeze to death. It's very subtle. We happen to have a planet that has water on it. We happen to have all kinds of stuff. And all of this was a complete accident. And then we're like, okay, now what else is out there? And we break on through and realize it's fucking a harsh world. You look at the gas giants, those planets. I mean, you would survive a nanosecond if you were dropped into it. It's so violent.
Well, you know what's really kind of strange, too, talking about the planet being, okay, we have the warmth and we have coal.
Yeah.
And yet our planet turns.
It spins on an axis, sure.
So why does it not
It's spinning
leave
so
those
fast.
ice places where the warmer places as it spins
Ice places.
gets into the ice places and the ice melts and then comes back around, and we get some of the ice because we've spun around that way. And
I don't have Neil deGrasse Tyson on speed dial, but I'm sure he has an answer for that. You're worried about why doesn't the ice distribute itself more evenly?
yeah, as it turns, why doesn't everybody feel that ice or the sun?
Uh-huh.
Because we have the sun here, they have the ice there, but the planet's turning. Why do we not?
It's spinning
hit that?
on a it's spinning on an axis. If you were there is a point on the Earth on the top and on the bottom that if you were standing right at that point, you're basically just spinning in a circle. You're not spinning around a ball anymore. You're just like rotating on a tiny spot that is spinning
where you are.
where you are.
Oh,
And then
okay.
when you get to the middle where the equator is, you are spinning at a rate of like 286,000 miles per hour or something like that, a ridiculous rate, flying around in a circle at the Earth's widest point.
Because they talk about some part of the country. I don't, I'm not a historical buff, so I don't know.
Or geography or scientific.
all that.
Go
None of
ahead.
that stuff.
What else you going to
But
say?
that it's dark for so many months and light for so many months. Why is that if the Earth is turning?
Okay, well, you know what? I'll answer. This has nothing to do with our conversation, but I'll answer. The Earth is on a tilt, right? So if we had a light bulb straight ahead of us, right directly above the Earth is not, the North Pole is not pointing at that light. It's actually tilted off about some degrees, right? And so the light that's hitting the part of the Earth on the bottom down here, as it spins around, it's never getting any light, is it? No matter how many times it spins, it's just dark all day. And then as it tilts back the other way, you see this? Now the light is always hitting it, so it's light on there 24 hours a day all the time. And this tilt happens like this. So it's spinning and tilting over a period of about 365.25 days.
Well, sometimes
that?
I think when you see a little ball and you spin it,
Yes.
that it spins so fast sometimes that it just jumps off of the area where it's being spun.
If that were to happen, it would be over for us.
It would be over for us.
It would be over
All
for
right,
us, Mom.
then let's go back to the planet searching.
What did you say?
You said what?
What did you say?
Good job, Ma. Let's move on to number 7, the Sputnik Panic and the American Education Revolution. The space race changed American priorities. The U.S. dramatically increased investment in science and mathematics education. How Sputnik helped create a generation of scientists and engineers. It kind of became its own pathway to a profession just by trying to get out of this planet and studying, propulsion and geometric shapes just to become part of a space thing. We made ourselves a bunch of nerds looking up at the sky.
Well, if that was something that we didn't have, but it created that opportunity to become
Right?
a space person or whatever,
Yeah.
where did we get the teachers to teach it?
Well, we had to learn all that stuff. It's just math and stuff. Remember before this, think about the 50s. We didn't really we had scientists, et cetera, but, most of the people on the Earth were building a car in Michigan, and living a great life. They were like upper middle class. They were working on a Ford plant. They were a lawyer or a travel agent, or there was all the things that you could do to be a professional person and to have a family and to own a house. All of those things were happening. And it had nothing to do with, spaceships or rockets or AI or, internet activity. All the nerd stuff was populated by a very tiny collection of people with, pins in their pocket, pin protectors in their pocket. These were people that we picked on and they didn't play sports, They were bunch of nerds, but it was a very tiny population.
Well, then that was a good thing for those nerds because, they're usually made fun of, but all of a sudden they were important people.
Everybody's a nerd now. Somebody they're talk about how they're explaining Interstellar and their multiverses, and
Right, so-
everybody's like a nerd.
Something good happened for the nerds.
And if you're a dumb jock, everybody points at you and laughs, and it's completely changed. They're like, "I threw the ball." They're like, "Look at this idiot."
Yeah, that's true.
Go catch it and shut up there.
Yeah, we're the smart people now.
Yeah, that's right. Get out of here, you idiot.
Okay, what's next?
You want to move on? Let's go. Number 8. the Wild West of early space exploration when scientists were basically making it up as they went. Explorer 6 was launched during the earliest days of spaceflight. Engineers were dealing with problems nobody had encountered before. The experimental nature of early rockets and satellites lifting computing power compared with modern technology. Remember this in the movie, the computer? We don't need a computer anymore. Computer used to mean a person who computes numbers.
That's right.
And then it became, we started building machines that could do the computations quicker.
Right.
And they became computers.
Yeah. Used to be a computer was a person that could do all that stuff.
Right. So now we're like, listen, we can get up to space fast. It's all built off of this race to be in the area that we're not standing on.
Right.
All of it, even computers, everything that we have in technology was all built off of a fear of what the Russians were doing and how we needed to get up there faster.
How quickly can we learn all this?
Our entire society on this one thing, and it changed everything.
So then they started looking for nerds so they could come in and do
They're looking for nerds. They're looking for nerds to build machines that were smarter than the nerds, and they were trying to build other machines that were smarter than machines built by those nerds. Yeah. It was just, it's just a launch of a satellite. This is why I wanted to choose it for today, because it's just a grapefruit-sized thing into space, right? But it changed everybody's perspective.
Changed the life of everybody. Yes, it did.
It's kind of interesting, right? So is this insanity, this weird, kind of race to be, to kill ourselves off with numbers?
I think sometimes it could be because... do we really need to know what's on those other planets? We can see the fumes coming off of them, the rocks going around them. Do we really need to know that?
This is an excellent question. So I will share with you my thought on this. And so the fastest thing that you can travel at is the speed of light. It is the fastest thing. It's like you turn on your flashlight and it lights up there. There's an actual speed of that light from... It's illuminating from the edge of the apparatus, the flashlight in this instance, and the thing that it's hitting. The light is traveling at a certain rate, and it's fast as hell.
Yes.
This is the fastest thing. Now, at this point, how do you get a chunk of metal and wiring and rubber and whatever and put humans in there and be able to move that entire apparatus, the ship, if you will, at that speed, right? It sounds impossible. Theoretically, we can do it, but
and still keep people alive,
and still be able to show up there without having a problem, right?
Right.
Okay. So all of that's being said, the closest sun to us that has planets that might be, of interest is like 2.3 light years away.
Is that Mars?
It's not Mars. That's the closest planet. No, we're talking about a whole other solar system.
Oh.
Another sun with other planets. So you would have to be...
That's like us, but in another part of the world.
Right. But okay, wrap your mind on this concept. So now you're flying through space at the speed of light. And in order to get there, you'd have to do that for 2.3 straight years.
True.
Before you got there. What power source? So what I'm saying is it sounds ridiculous.
Yes.
So stupid. Yet we're like talking about,
we're going to try it.
What the fuck are you looking at? It's like, this is the analogy, another analogy. See, you're broke. You have no money at all, right? And there's a store, like a cheese shop.
On the moon.
And it's closed. And it's got like barbed wire and it's a chain link fence. And you're looking through the thing at all the cheese. You're like, I could love to eat some of that, right? But not only are you broke, the store's closed. You're never going to get in. So at what point do you stop looking at it? Time to move on. What are we bothering with?
Yeah, it's time to go look for something that's...
How much money are we spending on this shit that we could distribute for other things that would help us on the ground?
That's true.
It's dumb. Yeah. I mean, as far as like fantasy and writing stories, it's all cool. I'm totally a fan of creativity. I'm a fan of having a great imagination. But the reality is, stop looking at the cheese store. We're never going to get there ever, 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 ever.
And build a cheese store here.
Just start, and that's cool. That's cool. That's up there. But how about you help me pay for my car payment?
There you go.
Anyway, there's a chance. I just made the next son a cheese store. I like
Yes,
my
you did.
analogy. It's fine. Number 8. Am I on number 8? No, we're past it. We're at number 9, Mom. We're flying through. We only have 2 more to go.
Woohoo!
From Explorer 6 to satellites everywhere. The invisible infrastructure of modern life, Explorer 6 was a small research mission, a grapefruit-sized thing, but it was part of the foundation of the satellite age. Satellites now control weather forecasting, communications, GPS, televisions, financial systems. They're all up there. A bunch of them.
How far up are they?
I don't know how far up they are, but they do speculate that there's so many of them that we're creating a layer of filth that's going to make it almost impossible for us to get out of the Earth now.
By throwing things out of the
There's
spaceship?
so much metal and stuff flying around above us. It's created a blanket that to get through, we'd have to get lucky not to hit one to get out.
And they're above the what's the line called where nobody can come through? They're above that?
The Mexican border?
No. The space border.
I don't know. It's like, it's above the Earth's atmosphere.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah. They're just floating up there.
And
there's
they're
so many
above
of them.
that.
There's so many of them that it's like a big trash.
So they constantly need oxygen building inside their ship in order to keep breathing?
Well, no, not ships or satellites. It's just a little thing that your cell phone is
Oh, there's
bumping.
nobody in them.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just a bunch of trash. And when a piece of your satellite breaks off, and you can't just pull it from space to fix it, you just pull up another satellite because all that one's broken.
And leave that one rolling around?
Yep, it's just up there. And say, a little fist-sized thing falls off it, where does it go?
Are there no pirates up there from different countries that are snatching them up to see what's making
There's
them
no
work?
space pirates in the satellite orbit, no.
Wow.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah,
It's a mess.
I would say so.
I mean, like, again, I just made an argument for what's the point of going out there.
True, you did.
But
We're
at the
just
same
floating
time,
around out there causing chaos.
yeah, but there's no way, even if you wanted to get
It's
out.
like the guys that have their little boats out and they're picking up all the trash.
well, yeah.
We need one of those in space
Yeah,
to
space
fly
trash
around
guy?
and pick up all the trash.
Mine's like, what's out there? I mean, you never been to Detroit?
I have been to Detroit.
Okay, well, if you haven't, that's a place to explore. Wouldn't you agree?
It is.
You ever
You
been
don't want
to
to stay
Paris?
long, but it's okay.
You ever been to Paris, Ma?
I have been to Paris.
Okay, well, then you go there and explore. There's a lot of places.
Yeah.
You think you could see every city on the earth by the time you're no longer with us? Every city?
True.
What are you looking up for? You never been to a 7-Eleven in Barstow? That's an exciting adventure.
I bet it would be.
You got to, negotiate around the toothless whores and tell the guy, thank you, I don't want any crack.
Or Fresno, when they tell you don't go out at night, don't take your purse with you.
That's a wild
New
frontier.
Orleans, don't carry your purse around.
Who needs Star Wars when you have Bakersfield?
That's right.
I'm just saying. Anyway, there's a bunch of satellites up there, and we created this blanket of a mess.
Yeah.
You
I think it's a blanket of a mess almost everywhere anymore.
Oh, there it is. There's the philosophical thing. And we are on our last thing, Mom. Number 10.
Cool.
Have you enjoyed this conversation about?
Sure.
Good. I'm glad you're liking this.
I'd
So,
forgotten there was a lot of trash out there in space.
how do you like my spin on the whole thing, though? We're on
I think
just-
you've been spinning pretty good
Thank you very much. I rotate on a, axis as
on
well.
that crooked axis. That some days you're in the line.
I am
and
also
Some days
at
you're
a-
in the dark.
Yeah, I am at a tilt. That's true. Number 10, the big question, did space exploration change how humans see themselves? Explorer 6 represents a turning point when humans began regularly viewing Earth from outside. Did leaving Earth make humanity more aware of its fragility? Are we aware of our fragility?
I think more and more and more we are. It's like a lot of times, though, when you can, especially on YouTube, you can watch those scientists show all those space things, what's going on out in space,
Sure.
which becomes kind of scary that maybe it's something we don't need to know about.
Would you ever want to live on Mars?
I would never want to live by a black hole and get sucked in and never seen again.
Well, you live next to, well, yeah. But we only have one black hole in our solar system, and it's pretty fucking far. We're not near anywhere
Well,
near.
they say it's getting bigger, though.
It's so far away.
Yeah, well.
I mean, I just talked about our nearest stars.
So are those planets? You said they're like a light something away?
This is okay.
They're away too.
I don't know if this blows your mind. It blew my mind when I found it out. And if you don't know, listener, I'm going to just explain it to you. So I just said the nearest star is like 2.1 light years away from our star. So far away. But we're in the Milky Way galaxy of a billion stars. And our galaxy is floating around other galaxies with their own billion stars. And there are as many galaxies as grains of sand on the Earth. That's how big it is out there. So
scary, huh?
It's fucking ridiculous. So can we stop looking up there and just look at the persons that are near you? Try to live the best life you can and stop pretending that we're going to expand beyond this mortal coil and just be better on this chunk of soil.
Do you think that there's creatures up there on that chunk of soil that's coming down here and peeking at us and thinking, ooh, what a strange group of people?
They're not peeking at us. They're doing what we're doing. They're like, wonder what's out there.
That's true.
That's all they're doing.
And they're flying around.
Except they're going, gazorp, gazorp,
making clutter for us and wondering what,
the idea
what we're all about.
The idea that there's spaceships up there looking down on us, there's unidentified flying objects. No, there's not. You know how far away they'd have to get?
Oh, yeah, they're out at the mountain out there. I used to watch them.
I know. It's implausible. It just shows you how powerful the mind is. They're like, I saw it.
I saw Mount Signal. They come at the top, and if you stand there and watch, they go back up into the sky, and an hour later, I come back into the top of Mount Signal. I used to watch them.
I know you did. That's crazy. You're like pointing. You're like a weird old crazy lady with your hair in the wind.
When I lived out by McCabe School, I had a lot of time.
Anyway, that is the anniversary of today's topic, the Explorer 6 launch. All predicated off of our fear of the Russians, and it opened up an entire giant hole of anxiety for mankind and where we're going in our future. All because of a little grapefruit-sized piece of metal.
Well, if you're interested, though, I think you can pay a lot of money and hop aboard one of those spaceships.
You can. You can be sitting next to Elon Musk if you have enough dough.
Yeah.
He's like, everything will be run on batteries soon.
Yeah.
He said the other day, he goes, if you put, what do you call it? The sun, I'm sorry, what's the little panel that collects the energy from the sun?
Solar system?
Thank you. If you covered the entire state of Utah in solar power panels, that it would be able to run the United States forever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you just took the whole, of course, Salt Lake City residents are probably like, well, what about Jehovah? I know that some
are they closer to the sun that they would get more power?
It's not that it's Utah. It's just like the space that big. It's all about the space.
The space. Okay.
If you took that space, whatever the square miles of Utah is, put solar panels there, it would run all of America forever until there's no more America.
Oh, what about water?
Oh, what about water?
Well, the solar system sucks up some of the water, doesn't it?
No, it's not an AI plant. It's just collecting the sun's energy.
That's true, but the sun's energy, the heat from the sun dries up the water. No.
There's still oceans and lakes. The sun's been up there for a long time. It's not drying up the water.
Oh, okay.
The only thing that if there's not enough snow that goes down, we're talking about a lot of weird scientific stuff right now. You need snow for there to be water. You need snow in the winter for there to be water in spring and summer. And if there's no snow, then you're fucked. And if you have a hotter Earth climate, you get less snow, right? Doesn't mean the water's gone. It's just now filled with salt.
So when it rains and we have a puddle of water in the yard,
yep.
Does it eventually just sink into the great Earth, or does the sun dry it up?
The great Earth. Both, actually.
So therefore, the solar system sucks up the water.
What we need to invest in is desalination plants that will suck the salt from the water. But apparently it is so expensive that a glass of water would be like $40.
Oh, well, it's probably that now.
That's very true. Good job, Ma. Feel good about it?
I do feel good about it.
All right,
I
good.
learned a lot about space today. I don't want to go there.
This is Convos with Ma. This has been August 9th episode of the Explorer 6 launch. Good job. August 9th, is that what I said? 7th? Oh, August 7th, sorry. I saw 1959. My bad.
Okay, August 7th. I thought I was missing
Why do you
a few.
whisper it? You just said 9th.
Well, I didn't want to say something and sound stupid.
All right, good job.
Good job, Aaron.
All right, guys, see you next time. Bye.
Bye.